Now is the time to grow your business through video. Video has the power to captivate, educate, and inspire. Together, let's harness this power to turn your vision into reality. Let's tell your story the way it deserves to be heard. Once you've decided that you're going to start using video as a tool to grow your business, one of the most logical questions to ask is, what types of videos should I be releasing? Should I be producing? And so that's the topic of today's lesson. And perhaps the first type of video most people would think of when asked this question is what we'll refer to as the traditional commercial. And when I say traditional commercial, I mean a marketing piece that you put together through video, of course, that's designed to make customers aware of your product or service and then pushes for a sale. Just think of commercials that you see on a day-to-day basis. Usually they are pushing for a sale, and you have to keep in mind that a lot of the businesses that are relying on the traditional commercial are businesses that already have brand awareness. And so what they're trying to do is remind you that they exist. We already know who they are, we already know what they offer, and we already trust that we're going to get what we expect to get if we do business with them. So a lot of commercials are successful because of that, because that trust is already there. So the reality is that we probably don't want to start our efforts with this type of video because we might not be as well known. We might not get the results that we want if we come out of the gate trying to push for a sale, trying to promote a special and just get people to purchase after their first encounter with us. So what are the other options? Now, I'm not telling you that this is not going to be part of the process, but what are the other options and where should we start? Let's answer that question, and then we'll come back to how this fits in with the whole process. So the second type is also really a type of a commercial. And it is a type of commercial that's still used today if you're looking at more traditional media, and it's a type of commercial that's certainly used if you're looking at more modern social media. And that is what I'll refer to as core values-based marketing, a core values piece. What is this? What am I talking about? Well, it's a marketing piece that's designed to share the values of you as the business owner in your business, the values and the beliefs that your business was founded on. And that's the most powerful way for you to start establishing a connection and building a relationship with people. What is it that you believe in? What is it that your business stands for? Once you start establishing that, you've already outlined your audience. And now you're targeting them either via YouTube or running a Facebook ad. You're targeting them, but you're also going to further refine your audience just based on who your marketing speaks to. Certain people are going to choose to watch, and you can't be afraid to do that. A lot of people make the classic mistake of trying to connect with everyone. They don't want to get really clear on their core values because they're afraid that they're going to get people to opt out of doing business with them. That's okay. It's okay that there are some people that aren't going to do business with you. It's okay that your product or service isn't for certain people. And it's okay that you get clear on who your product or service is for and that your marketing speaks to those people, because now those people are actually going to be able to make a connection with you and they're going to be more likely to do business with you if you have marketing pieces that speak to this concept. And so if you go to my website, my martial arts school's website, taigonkarate.com, you would see that we have a whole series of martial arts videos titled Philosophy of Martial Arts. So core values pieces oftentimes speak to what your philosophy is as a business owner and as a business, so that people can decide if they align with that philosophy and that belief system or not. a classic example of this is Apple's Think Different campaign. When Steve Jobs came back after he had left Apple, when he came back and took it over, they launched a marketing campaign. And if you go to YouTube, if you haven't seen it, go to YouTube and just search Think Different, Apple Think Different, and watch the video. At no point in the video did they push for a sale. The video spoke to who they were as a business and to who their products were for, the belief system, the values behind those products, what they stood for. Again, at no point was it about any upcoming sale or special. At no point was there a call now or act now. It wasn't a push marketing campaign. It was a pull marketing campaign. It was designed by sharing those values to draw the right people into doing business with them. Okay, so this is one of the types of videos I would recommend that you start with. And one of the videos that you should be working on that speaks to this is just your story as a business. Why was your business created? What's your mission statement? What's your vision? What's your purpose? And on your website, there should be some sort of video that speaks to that. But there's another type of video that really, these two videos, there's going to be 4 that we're going to talk about, but these 2 are central to your success with your video marketing efforts. And they're what you might call the power pair of marketing videos, because they work together so eloquently. And that is, the next video is the tutorial. So if you've been doing your research, if you know who your audience is and you know the struggles that they're facing, and you have solutions to those struggles, you can start releasing videos that offer those solutions, that solve problems for your potential customers. And that's what this is about. Now, the way that these work together is people might come across a core values piece. Maybe you're running an ad and they stumble upon that and they connect with that and they like what they see. Maybe it's a YouTube ad and it leads them to your YouTube channel, or it's a Facebook ad or YouTube ad that leads them to your website. And in either case, wherever they end up, they now stumble across some of the tutorials that you have. And they realize that you're actually solving problems that they've faced. So now they've connected with you based on the values, and you've actually given them something without the expectation of getting anything in return. Can you imagine the potential of that? It's a marketing principle. It's the principle of reciprocity. When you give without the expectation of getting anything, oftentimes you get more in return than you would expect. Candy stores give out free samples. Costco gives out free samples. Why? Because in the end, it helps lead to more sales. There's a key ingredient here, because I have asked myself when I've had a free sample at different places I've never purchased from, why haven't I made a purchase? Well, the conclusion I've come to is because the sample is good, but it's not great. And so make sure that you invest the proper amount of time in putting your best into each of these so that people want to do business with you. They had that free taste and they want more. Maybe they even feel like they need more. Now this works both ways. So I had said, maybe you're running an ad on a core values piece. Somebody might stumble across a tutorial. If you do it right, we'll talk about YouTube and how you can optimize your videos in such a way that people are going to continue to come across your videos, and through your tutorials, that might lead them to your website. And when they end up on your website, they might come across a core values piece and then more tutorials. And then, of course, you ultimately should be sharing with them what it is you do, what you offer, and now they're more likely to do business with you because perhaps they've realized that your business is the solution to an even larger problem than you've already solved for them. We're going to talk more about that in the next lesson. There's a very powerful concept that's going to help you leverage this strategy that we're talking about. But more on that later. Now, what's the last type of video? Well, a lot of these videos, especially these, all of these videos are planned videos. These are scripted videos. And there's a certain, to a certain extent, tutorials might be scripted, especially if you're starting out and you're not comfortable on camera. But if you can learn to capture footage of you, of perhaps your employees or people that are a part of your business in an unscripted environment, that's very powerful. And so the fourth type of video is what I'll refer to as vlog style, because I'm not telling you that you need to become a daily vlogger, that you need to be releasing sort of a behind the scenes video on a daily basis. If you're not familiar with vlogging, usually vloggers are releasing daily videos. That, in my mind, would be a rather exhaustive process. It could be highly valuable though, and if it's something you want to do, I'm not going to try to talk you out of it. I just think it's going to take a great deal of energy, and if you're already trying to run a business, when I mention vlogging, you might think, whoa, that's too much. Well, I'm not telling you to become a vlogger. What I'm telling you to do is release vlog style videos. Videos that share behind the scenes. Videos that are practically unedited. They're just sort of raw moments that you've captured, because those raw moments can create a very strong connection. And they can create a very strong connection not just with potential customers, which is what we've been spending a great deal of time talking about, but you also have to think about your marketing in terms of creating a stronger connection with your existing customers. And all of this can help you do that, this especially. Recently, I've started doing this more in my martial arts classes. Something interesting will happen in a kid's class. A kid will say something cute. Something cute will be happening, and I'll pull out my phone, I'll capture it on video, and I'll share it in the private group that we have on Facebook that's just for the members of our school. And the parents love it, and whether it's their kid or not, it's incredibly valuable because it creates a stronger bond within our community. So definitely something to consider, but we're at a point now where you might be looking at this and saying, boy, that's quite a bit, and you might be feeling overwhelmed. And I told you we were going to come back to this. So let's kind of talk about how this works. This is the core. If there's anything that you're going to start on, it's going to be these two types of videos. And perhaps the first video that you should work on is a core values piece that speaks to your story as a business. And then doing some more research and figuring out what types of tutorials you can be releasing. And again, we'll talk about this relationship in the next lesson to give you a better idea of the types of research you should be doing. But once you have this in place, that's where this starts to come in. This can have an incredible effect on your business, but you have to understand you're playing the long game. You need to continue to release videos and build content that you can continue to lead people to, whether it's through your end screen at the conclusion of a YouTube video, you can link to other videos, which creates a funnel effect on YouTube where people continue to consume your content and you can somewhat direct where they're headed. But ultimately, after you have that content in place, every once in a while, you should be pushing for a sale. Once you're starting to build that relationship, once you've got that content out there, it's okay to release one of these once in a while. It's okay to actually promote a special, to promote a product launch or an upcoming event that you have. So that's where this fits in. Think of it as an occasional thing. And think of this whole process as relationship building. First, you want the potential customer to get to know you. And the best way to do that isn't to start off meeting somebody and asking them to buy from you, asking them to give you something. The best way to do that is let them get to know you a little bit. Share some of who you are with some of these core values pieces, and then maybe offer them something. And then maybe offer them something else. So again, you see how this in time has a compounding effect. You keep offering, and then once the time comes where you have a special, where you make an offer, this has built up some leverage for you. And so that's the process and that's the formula. I would recommend at this point you get to work outlining exactly what your core values are exactly what your business stands for, and think about how you're going to construct a video, both in terms of dialogue, in terms of narrative, and visually telling a story or telling your story that connects with your potential customers. So that's your homework. And in the next lesson, let's dive a little bit deeper into tutorials and a particular model that will be quite useful in helping you determine what the best tutorials will be.